criticism of his court. It is not by any means meant to say that the court is any burden or anything like that. We don't want to put the court out of business. Did it do a good enough job of that, Judge? Okay, good. We talked about it beforehand. I said, hey, listen, I'm going to give some information. So we talked about this beforehand. The court up here says court finance. That's this slide. The court revenue for 2012, give or take $1 million. We just said it was 1.1. It might get up to 1.2 by the time the accounting is done. That was the court revenue, the money that came in through the police activity that's collected by the court. $1 million. The number right below it is what it costs to operate the court. Now this is a coincidence. It costs about $1 million to operate the court. So the money that comes in through the court and the police is about $1 million. And it costs about the same thing to operate the court. $1 million in, $1 million out. Even Steven. That's a good thing. The city doesn't lose money in that manner. But now, if we were to take that same scenario and consider the impact of the police layoffs on the court, in 2013, once our city police force is cut 70%, once the revenue that's generated by these criminal activities and law enforcement is cut by 70%, then the court revenue is no longer $1 million like it was before. In 2013, it could be $400,000. But the court costs to run the court are still $1 million. The court and the police bring in $400,000, but it costs $1 million to run the court operation. And the reason why I point that example out to you is this. This is interesting to me. The $400,000 that would be revenue represents what the bad guys, or the law violators, whatever it was, whether they're violent or non-violent, represents what the violator pays to the court costs of East Cleveland. All the people who break the law come into court, all together, they pay $400,000. But the court costs $1 million. Who do you think pays that other $600,000? We do. The people who don't go to court, the people who don't speak, the people who don't burglarize, the people who don't rob and steal and commit domestic violence offenses, the people who don't go to court, we pay $600,000. Isn't that ridiculous? The people who commit the crimes pay only $400,000 toward the court costs, and we, the innocent people, the city, we pay $600,000. We're paying more than the criminals are for them to go to court. That is madness. Yet that is the scenario that is being created by a 25% budget cut in the police department. Again, it's a ripple effect. So generally, law enforcement has a revenue component, but police don't just do it for revenue.